Okay, we'll try this again. I was halfway through the video and I don't know what the hell happened. I pushed something and stopped everything. Old Doc here, working on the D again. This valve, it was stuck open. We got it freed up and out. That valve was stuck shut. And yeah, you can see some of the shit in there. There's the rest of it. And I think what it was a mud dauber nest. I'm not sure. But there's the valve. You see this? It's not rough, it's just like stained. It gets rough down here where it doesn't go in to the guide, but I can clean that up. But all this right here, it's not rough, it's just stained. But I tell you what, that thing, that was a fight. And I believe that one, is the exhaust valve. I think these two inner ones are exhaust valves. And well, let me get this back over here. See, and these valves, they've been replaced. See the John Deere and the part number, and then it says Eaton on there. And this valve is the same way. Let me see if I can show you. There you go. John Deere 0-944-R Eaton. So I believe the valves have been replaced. I know they're not. They can't be original and be that clean, I'm sure. But oh, I had my fingers in the way. What I had to do, let me try to get this light up on this side. That's not really a help. There, if it can stay there. The issue was, I believe, with the valve sticking were these oiler holes. Both of these were plugged. And I believe that's the reason that these valves were stuck in there. So I took a piece of wire, dug them out best I could, sprayed my favorite stuff in there, which is Freeze Off. It's not WD-40. I don't like WD-40 at all. This is the stuff I really like. This shit just boils rust. And we go through quite a lot of it. Anyway, and no, I'm not sponsored by anybody. I sprayed some down each hole here, and I was getting a little bit coming around this valve as I was spraying it down there. So I kept spraying it, tapping. Finally I got her freed up and got her out. This one was a different story. I sprayed this one up, let it soak overnight, and wire brushed and all that crap. Let her set overnight. Came back out yesterday, nothing. Didn't budge, nothing. So I sprayed it again, took the MAP gas and heated this piece of cast up here. I call it a tower, part of the guide, or is the guide, I don't know. Heated that up with the MAP gas, not red hot or anything like that. Just so you can see the moisture leaving out of it. Sprayed it again, let it set and cool off while I cleaned the cylinders out on the tractor, and tapped on it, nothing. So I repeated that process, resprayed it, heated up, sprayed it, let it set and cool down, and started tapping on it, and it was just barely moving. So I kept spraying and tapping, finally got it out. And this is the This is the valve here. And I'm going to clean it up before it goes back in there. And I'm going to try to lap the valves and, you know, try to save as much compression as we possibly can, because I'm sure it's not going to have a great deal. Now, let's move over here. Oh, I need to turn the flywheel a little bit. Let's go back the other way. I'll show you what we found here. Let me get my bucket chair. Now, I was a little disappointed here. I'll show you what we found. You'll be able to see it here just in a minute. I squirted some two-stroke oil in there before I tried to move. You see that at the bottom of the cylinder? You're seeing the same thing I am. Oh, right there. See how rough that is? I stuck a wire wheel on the drill in there, and I don't know what it was. It almost looked like somebody tried to lead that in there, to be honest with you. Like somebody leaded that in there. The way it was coming out with the ear of that, or it was something shiny off that Walmart special, damn it, Walmart special wire brush. But I'm not going to worry about that right now. I know some of you are probably pulling your hair out, but if you keep doing that, you'll be bald like I am. So we're not going to worry about that. I know we're going to lose oil, we're going to lose compression there. This side over here, the top of the piston is cruddy, but it's just carbon stuck on it. I can actually, down at the bottom of the piston, I can see the grooves in the I don't know if you guys, I doubt if you guys can see it. Down along here, I can actually see the grooves in the piston. You probably can't. I can faintly see them on this one also. So I don't know. I don't know what to think. I did. Let's bring you on to the next thing. I did get the Blue Crown spark plugs out. The Blue Crown serviceable spark plugs. And I just got one out this morning. But I got, they came out of that hole right there. While I was trying to get the valve out, waiting for it to cool down and what have you, I got this spark plug to work. Took it apart, cleaned it up. Unfortunately, I'm not getting any spark out of that Splitendorf. So it's tripping, but I'm not getting any spark out of it. It may be the old plug wires, I don't know. But I took it over to Matthews 41B and put the plug wire on that, tripped the flywheel, and it is sparking. It's a yellow spark, but it is jumping a pretty good distance there. But yeah, that Blue Crown serviceable spark plug. This one's working. This one I haven't cleaned up yet. Let me set you down for a second and I'll see if, I think I just got it finger tight. Yeah, okay. Here we go. We're going to show you how these work. Try to one-handedly. And the light's not right for everything. We have that. And I'm going to set this down here because I don't want to drop it and break the ceramic. That. And inside, there's a copper crush washer. And I'm going to screw around and drop it in the rocks and be mad at myself. So, you can look down in there, inside, bottom side. I'm trying to get the light right for y'all. So, yeah, see, there's the bottom. There's looking down from the top. So you can clean these out. Let me adjust my glasses, they're falling off my sweaty face because it's hotter than hell in here. You clean that up. Clean up your crush washer. Clean up this ceramic, get the rust off. Clean up that little tip. And once again, I don't know how I'm going to do this. Here, I'll show you what we're going to do. We're just going to start it back in the hole. And that crush washer, I don't know, see the bevel in it? The bevel goes down. And I'll show you why. Because, see the bevel here? That's where that crush washer sits. Now, if you don't get that rust out of there, you're going to lose your spark. So we got that started in the hole, the crush washer in. Your ceramic goes back in. And then this goes back over the top. I'm sorry about the light, everybody. I'm having a hell of a time here with one hand. Let me get that screwed in there a little bit. And then you screw her back together. Let me take her back out of here. And there you have it. There. I should have tried that to begin with. So, there's your Blue Crown spark plugs, and there are TF is the part number, or whatever you want to call it, if I can get it to focus. Apparently that's going to be too much to ask for. Yeah, it'll say Blue Crown good enough. There's the TF. Almost. There we go. Atta girl. Made in the USA. But I don't know how long. I do have an Edison that's serviceable. I don't know if it works. I've taken it apart and cleaned it. I don't know if it works, but yeah. That's how those old serviceable spark plugs work. And so that's as far as we've gotten. Oh, last night I was dunking around, and some of you know this little doodad right here is your oil pressure gauge. When you have oil pressure, that little stem comes up. When you don't, it drops down. Last night when I was monkeying with the mag, and you can hear the mag tripping. You can hear the mag tripping, but I'm not getting any spark. Like I said, it may be those old plug wires. But anyway, I'm spinning this, trying to get one of them spark plugs to spark, and this thing actually was coming up. So there is some there's got to be oil in it, and I'm sure it's at least 40 years old, so it's probably about like what's in the rear end of this thing. It's probably pretty thick. So anyway, that's where we're at so far. I'm told that that mag can be replaced with a Wyco. I think it's a Wyco C. I don't remember the number right offhand. That's a Splittendorf 264 is what this is right here. But I was told that and there's no parts for those damn things. I know Rudy Kalin up there in Minnesota, he rebuilds them, but I also noticed that everybody that sends them in sends in 2 or 3 or 4 of them so he can swap parts around. I may try to get a Wyco that they tell me fits on these D's, and put it on there. And I may get that from Rudy up there in Minnesota at Rudy's Mags, if he's got one. So I may do that, and then if he's got one that works on here, I'll get one from him, put it on, and send this one to him, and because it'd be kind of cool to have this one back on it, and what have you. So anyway, that's where we are. Got the 2 stock valves out. The stem is rough here, but all this back here is just like stained. It's not rough, it's just stained. So that'll clean up good. I squirted some oil on this and stuck it in, and you can feel where the valve, how far the valve actually opens and closes. And those 2 valves are the only ones that had these washers under the springs. They sat right here. The spring went on top. Then this went on, and then the keepers. So what I can tell, and hopefully I'm not lying to you, I don't think the other side has those washers. Maybe they just put them on because, I believe they do. I don't know for sure. We'll know when we pop them valves out, because I want to clean them too. I don't know why, if they're supposed to be on there, or if they put them under there for spacers. I got my finger on the road. If they put them in there for spacers because the valve springs are weak, I don't know. But anyway, that's where we're at today. And today's Sunday, back in the truck tomorrow, so there's probably not going to be a whole lot of action going on here with this. So I may come out, do a little bit of tinkering, like cleaning up that other spark plug, but and maybe cleaning up that valve that I got out last night. but there's not going to be a whole lot else going on. So with that, y'all have a great week, and we'll check you out later. So have a good one.